Let me recognize the chairman of the board, Dr. Ian Lambert, Mr. Ricky Bruni, member of the board, Mr. Brian Mead, Ms. Diane Angol, the registrar, Dean of Academic Affairs, Dean of Student Affairs, Dean of Health Sciences, Ms. Lockhart, the money lady, Ms. Revere, Ms. Julian. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our campus. Proud parents, families, brothers, sisters, nenens, everybody. This is a momentous occasion for you. It's always good to be the top. In some of our region, people don't like people with merit. It appears that they believe everybody must do the same. Except in our own society, we like to say, well, give the Malawi a chance. Well, Malawi can get A's too, you know. So, I am a person who supports doing hard work and being meritorious. And although when Student Affairs and Academic Affairs asked me to put on this honors program, I wasn't a fan of it at first, but they convinced me. So I'm here poaching on the parade because this is an Academic Affairs event, and I want to congratulate them on putting it on because I think it's important that we as an institution recognize what we do. Our product at the end of the year, at the end of the month, at the end of the semester, is the output of educating students. And if the students excel by the standards that we have set, because our standards are international, they are the same as any other university, college, anywhere in the world. So an A in physics here is the same thing in an intro to physics is the same thing you'd get in University of Massachusetts or University of London. So, you have done well. You deserve it. Congratulations. Big up everybody. Give yourself a good hand of applause, and your parents do the same. Let me especially welcome the parents and thank them for support. I recognize very clearly that the people who put the most energy in supporting the kids, whether it's financially or in terms of moral support, the outcome is normally a good one. And here is the result. They have done well. As for the students, I know you work hard for your A's. I know you work hard for your honors, and I want to re-emphasize my congratulations over one more time. But I have one message for you before I go. A's are important. A's is what's going to get you to the job, to the career that you choose. No matter what career it is, you're going to make it not because you get A's. There's no A in being a doctor, engineer, manager, a leader. There's just hard work. And there are skills that you need in addition to the A's. So my message to you today is try to be a leader. Translate those A's into leadership. And what does that take? Being nice to people, being civil, being sensitive to the needs, sharing. Competition is good, but the world works on cooperation today. That is a soft skill that you need. And I know you all can do this because you have acquired the skills to put you at the top of your class. So to translate that into becoming a leader is critically important. And I tell you that because as you move on to further education and jobs, when you get your next job as some kind of big professional, nobody's going to remember your grades. They're going to look at your character. It's not your reputation that counts, it's character. And your character will define who you are in the future. You're well ahead of all of us. When I was in high school, I was a dunce cat, I think, most of the time. But I did get A's. But what people remember me for is not a very pleasant thing. I was a radical and black power in Dominica. But I did well. I escaped and went to university and then became a leader. But during school, A's were important, but there were other things that are important. And I know with you, I know a lot of you are in some of our activities in our clubs. You are leaders in the clubs. And I want to ask you to continue to do this. I want you to enjoy your merits, your honors today. I don't want to take any more of your time. And I just want to wish you all and your parents as you move along to the next step in your wonderful journey. Thank you very kindly.
Before I begin, I would like to take a moment to say a special thank you to the organizers of this event, especially Student Affairs team, in Mr. Hunter and Ms. Rodney, who have helped us a lot to put the event together. But I also want to say a special thank you to an important team who has helped this group of students and all the students at the college from their very first time they logged on to dsc.dm to apply, and is the staff of the Office of the Registrar and the Office of the Bursar, the two most important teams in the school. And I would like to acknowledge them this evening by name: Ms. Lockhart, Ms. Patrick, Mr. Andrew, I'm forgetting someone, Giles, Ms. Bruno, Christelle, Ms. Joseph, Ms. Albert, Ms. Rabes, the other Ms. Joseph, and Ms. Lewis, who has been our academic advisor on our academic affairs team. A very special thank you to all of you for your consistent hard work in managing the logistic affairs that make the students come from admission to graduation. I'm very happy to work with you. So I want to begin by saying this is a very special class of students for me. One reason is the first class of students that I have seen from beginning to end at Dominica State College since I've been here. So it's a very important time for me. I'm celebrating with them. And I've had the opportunity since I've been at Dominica State College to get to know many of you, maybe at least half of you in this room, and to support you through your career in the classroom, and then to support you most recently as you hit the final stretch of your college life in my role as Registrar and Dean of Academic Affairs. I would like you all to believe that I won't miss you, but I just might. I've seen hardworking students who started out with a B average dedicate themselves to a study routine and end up with honors to be here this evening. I've seen brilliant students who were afraid of their shadows in any arena outside of the classroom blossom into brave and adventurous men and women. I've seen bad attitudes and excess feelings during stressful times transform into patience, thought, and intelligent action. You are smarter, kinder, and more open to the world than when you got here, and I'm grateful to have been able to share this journey with you. I know. I have full confidence that you will be able to step into the world and be your best selves as you look here tonight. You look beautiful. But this honoring of good grades and leadership in the college environment is merely a point of departure for the real hard knocks of life. Some of you know I tell you all the time. So as I so happily send you on your merry way, I want to give you some advice that I've had to learn the hard way, which I hope will make the road ahead a little less difficult for you. 5 rules for living honorably when good grades won't be enough. Number 1, don't stay lonely at the top. It's important to keep a group of like-minded people around you who are aspirational and keep you inspired and motivated to be your best. If you remain the brightest star by far in your social circle, then you need to adjust your circle. That doesn't mean all your friends need to be bad and bougie. People can motivate you spiritually and emotionally, and not just by gestures of professional success. But you have to keep people around you who have something good to offer and who understand reciprocity in building relationships. Number 2, as wise rapper Jay-Z once said, learn how to move in a room full of vultures. You can be all the smart you want in the world, but you cannot be so naive or misguided as to think that the whole world is a meritocracy. People will not always be honest. Sometimes people will be kind and honest only when it favors their interests. When you go to school or work, you should stay sharp about things that have nothing to do with the work in front of you. At this point in your life, you've proven you can study and learn and perform. That's not what's in question. You have to learn the politics of navigating personality and place. That is more than half of the battle of being an adult in competitive environments. This is a place where your general education curriculum comes in handy. All those ways of seeing the world you have learned in history, literature, and ethics give you lens that you can use to analyze a different situation and move forward even when you do not get your way. You also have to toughen up. Your colleagues are not your parents, pastors, or therapists. No one in your university or work environment should be expected to be responsible for your hurt feelings. But you have a right to see people for who they are and act accordingly. And at the end of the day, if people have a problem with you, you know what I always say? They have a personal problem. And that problem is none of your business. You don't have to be aggressive to resist these vultures, though. In the words of one of my favorite poets, Naira Waheed, she says, you do not have to be a fire for every mountain blocking you. You could be a water and soft river your way to freedom, too. Be yourself, but don't accept BS unless it's the degree. Which brings me to rule number 3. There are worse things you can be than the smartest person in the room. Picture this, the year 2030. You walk into the room as the youngest, probably first black CEO of a major utility company. Many people have been there decades before you, maybe decades before you were born. You will have to deal with all kinds of tone, tension, conflict, and your fair share of sucker-uppers who understand that access to you is their claim to power. The attention and power can be intoxicating. The negative energies can be sobering. And sometimes you will feel dizzy with this new role. But here's the thing. All these people in the room, and you are the one who has been chosen. There's no shame in that. If you live your life right, you have earned that spot. You are the most qualified person, and you have the opportunity to do it well and make a difference. So fight the temptation to hide, diminish, or be self-deprecating about your accomplishments and your expertise. And especially for the women in this room, don't let anyone tell you that you can't be a professional shark and a decent person at the same time. Too many times we take a back seat, apologize, or accept blame for things that have nothing to do with us because we want to appear softer and more palatable to the people we must work or live with. But I quote this for you as a reminder to myself. Never dim your light so others can shine. In fact, you need to be the light and own that role if you're going to be the star you say you are. Hopefully, you will have the courage to stand up to people who will try to dim others' light, and you will create inclusive and supportive environments for those you lead. Now to rule number 4. There are better things you can be than the smartest person in the room. That is to be compassionate, reasonable, open-minded, and fair. We live in a small society, and I hope many of you will complete your education, excel, and return to make this country greater. I hope. But sometimes we lose sight of what's important. You're so busy nagging each other and your lecturers all day about great grades you got in your exam and by how many hundredths of a point you qualify for a particular honors. But I challenge you today to really ask yourself, what have you actually learned in those days in the classroom and those nights studying? What actually have you learned at DSC that you can apply to your life as you take on the next challenge? I hope by the example of your lecturers and advisors here, you have learned that the investment in other people's success is critical to our national development. Sometimes you must sacrifice your time and resources to mentor and teach. I hope you pay it forward by mentoring a young person who crosses your path as you go on. I hope you have also learned that if you never pass another test or take another exam in your life or qualify for another award, things will be okay because you are surrounded by people who love you and you will have the means to provide for your basic needs. I hope you go into the future having some perspective about what you have gained in a college education, that it is more than the sum of your courses or the average of your grade points. I hope you have learned community, collaboration, commitment, and ethical citizenship. Now for my final rule, which I think is too often lost to many of us honor students. It is perfectly okay to celebrate yourself. Be confident, a little conceited sometimes. Yes, you are doing the work, you have done the work, and it doesn't take anything away from your values or your intention to work even harder, to stop and rest for a while. Stop thinking of the work or your job applications or your financing of your next educational level and rest. Hang out with your friends, do something silly, make some very mild bad decisions that will go make good stories for your grandchildren. Don't make the work you do become all of who you are. You are enough without any of these honors, but you are amazing with them, and you should stop every so often to say, wow, I'm good, I'm that good. You have worked hard and maintained this discipline, energy, and desire to achieve academic excellence. We are all proud of your accomplishments and know that you will take the attitude and you have demonstrated towards your work in all areas of your life. Congratulations.
Before we start off with the subject honors, I will now call the students that have cumulative honors. As I call your name, please stand. Sophia Hilaire, Verena Lake, please remain standing. Nicole John Lewis, Francine Julius, Kyra Aquila Richards, Donnell Roberts, Bernadette Roy, Stephanie Pascal, Janae Jackson, Snyder Pierre, Shania Scotland, Kezia Cabon, Marisol John, Crystal Williams, Rael Felix, Carissa St. Rose, Abigail Henderson, Fiona Bellot, Christy Balthazar, Adrian Joseph, Makisha Alexander, Dwight Pond, Talia Charles, Jodine Robin, Sydney Elwin, Nahida Zaman, Lucianne Thomas, Jonathan Luis, Stefan Adrian, Yazin Hector, Tarek King, Otis Paul, Andre Joseph, Almira Luis, Chanel Berner, Robertine Maglaw, Samantha Bazil, Tabitha Barron, Gavin Leblanc, Shari Peter, Lake Charles, Aaliyah Brady, Marina Geist, Raquel Mills, Rosamond Rold, and Thomas Baptiste. Give them a round of applause, please. The cumulative GPA honors. Thank you. You may have a seat. At this point, we'll move on to the President's Award of Honor based on the subject area. We will first start with the Faculty of Applied Arts and Technology. For Agriculture, Makisha Alexander. Building and Civil Engineering, Lucianne Thomas. Electrical Engineering and Technology, Tarek King. Fashion Design, Bernadette Roy. Also for Fashion and Design, Rosamond Rowe. Mechanical Engineering, Rael Phillips. Moving on to the Faculty of Arts and Sciences. We start off with Accounting, Christy Balthazar, Samantha Basil, Adrian Joseph. Moving on to Biology, Stefan Adrian, Tabitha Barron, Kezia Cabon, Talia Charles, Sydney Elwin. Marisol John. Nicole John Lewis. Francine Julius. Verena Lake. Raquel Mills. Otis Paul. Snyder Pierre. Dwight Pond. Kyra Aquila Richards. Jodine Robin. Crystal Williams. Nahida Zaman. And Thomas Baptiste. Moving on to Business Administration, Ms. Fiona Bellot. Moving on to Chemistry, Tabitha Barron. Marisol John. Francine Julius. And Kyra Aquila Richards. Moving on to economics, Christy Balthazar, Stephanie Pascal, Donnell Roberts, and Yazin Hector. Moving on to geography, Verena Lake, Shania Scotland, Otis Paul, Aaliyah Brady. Moving on to mathematics, Stefan Adrian, Kezia Cabon, Abigail Henderson, Andre Joseph, Andres Joseph, Raquel Mills, Stephanie Pascal, Donnell Roberts, Jodine Robin, Carissa St. Rose, and Crystal Williams. Paralegal Studies, Janae Jackson. Physics, Sydney Elwin, Marisol John, Nicole John Lewis, Verena Lake, Stephanie Pascal, Snyder Pierre, Jonathan Lewis, Kyra Aquila Richards, Carissa St. Rose, This ends Faculty of Arts and Sciences. Moving on to Faculty of Education. First, secondary education. Sophia Hilaire, sorry. Technical, vocational, educational training. Robertine Maglow. John Baptist. She's not there? Moving on to certificates, notations for highest achievements for the certificate programs. Distinction merit for refrigeration and air conditioning, Mr. Gavin Leblanc. We're now moving on to academic awards. Program awards, Faculty of Applied Arts and Technology. Agriculture, Makisha Alexander. Building and Civil Engineering, Lucianne Thomas. Fashion Designing, Rosman Roll. Mechanical Engineering, Ryle Phillips. Refrigeration and Air Conditioning, Gavin Leblanc. Moving on to Faculty of Arts and Sciences. Accounting, Samantha Basil. Administrative Office Assistant, Nikisha Azil. Biology, Verena Lake. Business Administration, Fiona Bellot. Chemistry, Kyra Akila Richards. Computer Science, Ruel Francis. Economics, Stephanie Haskell. English, Tricia Jacob. Entrepreneurship, Brittany Doctrew. Geography, Shania Scotland. Hospitality, sponsored by Dominica Hotel Tourism Association, and that will be given by Mr. David Thornhill, representing the association. Jonia Laville. Chrislyn Taverny. Mathematics, Kezia Cabon and Stephanie Pascal. Paralegal Studies, Janae Jackson. Physics, Kyra Akila Richards and Marisol John. Psychology, Chanel Bernier. Tourism, sponsored by Discover Dominica Authority, Blondell George. Faculty of Education. Primary Education, Cohen Hodge. Secondary Education, Sophia Hilaire. Technical Vocational Educational Training, Robertson Magloire Jean-Baptiste. Electrical Engineering Technology, sponsored by Dominica Tarek King. At this point, we ask Mr. Hunter to join us on stage. We'd like to recognize some students who have been present in our sports at the Dominica State College. At this point, Sports Awards, we start off with basketball male, Gervais Bellot. Basketball female, Romelcia Philip. Volleyball male, Norton Vidal. Volleyball female, Kyla Winston. Track and field male, Azee Mills. Track and field female, Romelcia Philip. Football male, Dylan Augustine. Football female, Tamika Kabi. Table tennis male, JL Lewis. Table tennis female, Valentine Pierre-Louis. Cricket male, Dion Burton. Netball female, Sanaya Leatham. At this point, we'd like to award Special Award for Volunteerism, Leadership, and Community Spirit, Fael Lander. At this point, we'd like to give all our awardees a round of applause.